and welcome back to yet another dazzling episode of The Dazzled with me, Zora Amin. The second UAE National Day Marine Edition celebration left all of its spectators spellbound. And as we know, the UAE was celebrating its Golden Jubilee, and this event was most certainly a visual treat to all of those who witnessed this magical moment on water. Organized by AD&M International in association with D3 Marine, Dubai Marina witnessed hoisting of 50 flags, while a 50-meter long flag was also hoisted to commemorate the 50th anniversary of this young and promising nation. National anthem played in the background infused a feeling of patriotism which was palpable in the air of Dubai Marina. Gracing this event were several dignitaries. His Excellency Sheikh Abdullah bin Majid bin Saeed Al Nuaimi, ruling family member, Director General Citizens Affairs Office, Sheikh Obaid bin Suhail Al Maktoum, Dr. Aman Puri, So celebrity performances at the expo have been attracting a lot of footfall. और जैसे हमें पता है, Atif Aslam was also at the expo, regaling the audience with all of his popular songs. Mexican Navy vessel, the Vintage, docked in Dubai after 85 days at sea, making its maiden voyage to the Middle East. At 90 meters long and 12 meters wide, the cruise is the vessel's 41st journey and has been named Expo 2020 Dubai in honor of the World's Fair and arrived to cheering crowds. The vessel will stay in Dubai for a week before continuing its journey to South America.
There are 190 sorties three countries participating in Expo Dubai 2020, but it's the only country that brings this beautiful ship. And the main purpose, of course, of these Mexican ships is to bring a message for Expo Dubai and for the UAE, a message of peace, working together and promoting Mexico. And this important presence boosts our image in Expo Dubai, but not only Expo Dubai, our image in the UAE.
The vessel Cuauhtémoc is our ambassador at the sea. So now is the first time is here in Dubai. So we are really happy to welcome you and listen our music, our mariachis, our gastronomy and everything.
It's time for a quick break now. See you on the other side. Yep. Dubai-based singer and performer Neha Pandey is back with an original Arabic track called Ya Veli, which you just got me humming. It's an inspiring song about love, but she had to put in a lot of effort and also practice considering Arabic is not her native tongue. Welcome to Bedazzled.
Thanks a lot, Zora, for having me at the show.
So tell us, what inspired you to make this song?
Well, you know, sometimes best things happen when they are not planned, and Ya Veli ka yahi hua. ये गाना actually planned नहीं था, just like Yaad Aayi. Yaad Aayi के बाद I was planning two other songs. One was with 9XM and there was another one. But that didn't happen. Before that, this happened because I decided to release my own song again.
Okay, so tell us, what makes this song more unique or different from the other songs that you've previously worked on?
Both of them are my babies because Yaad Aayi had a different, it was completely different. This one was completely different. So for me, I cannot be partial. I feel Yaad Aayi was equally beautiful. But yes, I have got sort of a feedback that Ya Veli is, sounding and looking better, which is great. So yeah, it's a good thing to hear that you like my efforts more than before.
And I believe you've written the song as well. So how different was that role from a singer's role?
Well, I wouldn't call myself a poet. I always want to be known as a singer than a songwriter because I feel I'm better at that. But yes, I always was writing poems ever since I was a kid. So this is one of the examples probably. But yes, last time Sayyid Ji had done my song, Yaad Aayi. He was the lyricist. This time it was me. Maybe I got more inspired by being associated with some great poets like him.
Thank you so much for being with us on Bedazzled, Neha. It was a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you for having me at your show. It's a pleasure and an honor, and it's a great way for an artist to be able to connect with the people, you know, and I hope you will love my song Yaweli.
Absolutely.
The remix version of Yaweli, Arabic as well as Hindi, are both out in association with a very popular DJ back in London, DJ Dalal. And I hope you would love it as much as you did the original. And keep loving my music, Neha Music Beats.
So you know the legend Bruce Lee once said, always be yourself and have faith in yourself. Do not go out and try to duplicate someone else's life. Our mentor Vidya has similar thoughts, and today she is going to change I can't to I can. Hi Vidya, welcome back to Bedazzled.
Hello Zoras, I'm so excited to be back here.
So what do we get to learn from you today?
Today, I'm going to talk about a concept called looping thoughts and how you can teach your children to use them. So on an average, our brain processes at least 60,000 words a day. So let's talk to Ashwin and see how he uses looping thoughts. So Ashwin is in year 13. He enjoys his school and being with his friends. One day, he seemed to be very low. So I asked him, what are you thinking, Ashwin?
I didn't understand what we did in class today.
How does that make you feel, Ashwin?
I feel quite upset and frustrated.
So what is that stopping you from doing?
I just can't study.
So you saw that how his thought that he didn't understand in school made him feel upset and frustrated, and that led to an action of him not studying. So this is called a looping thought. Now I'm going to show you how I helped Ashwin to change his looping thought. So I told him, instead of thinking I didn't understand, to change that to I can ask for help.
Right.
And when he asked for help, he felt calm and relaxed and happy that now he can understand the subject better. This converted to an action of him focusing and studying better.
Because I changed my thoughts, I'm happy and calm.
So Ashwin, how did changing your thoughts help you with your exam?
So during the exam, I felt so much more confident and had perfect recall.
Now you have a very powerful tool, not just for your children but also for yourself, to change your thoughts anytime from I can't to I can.
So from today, I'm going to make it a point that I change my I can't to I can. Thank you so much for being with us on Bedazzled Vidya. We'll talk to you soon. एक छोटा सा break लेते हैं and I'll be back with more. In a culture of overwork and stress, it is extremely vital that we know how to focus on brighter aspects and have a positive outlook. Shane and Peter are here to guide us more.
It's career
tip
time.
And today we're talking about being terminated from your job. It's an unfortunate fact that most people will be fired at least once in their career. One day they've got the job, the next day they don't. It's an emotional time, and today we'll talk about how to react if you're terminated.
The first piece of advice I would have is have some empathy, and this will leave a lasting impression with the person who's terminating. You may say something like, I understand this is very difficult for you, and I want to apologize for putting you in this position, and I want you to know that I'm going to do everything I can to make my transition out of this business as positive as possible. And that will really leave a mark with the person because they won't be expecting that, and it's going to allow you to walk out of the business with some elegance and some class, keeping your chin up, holding your head high. The next piece of advice I would say is don't be tricked into signing anything on the spot. Understand what the difference between resigning and being terminated is. Often, it's to your advantage to actually be terminated. In some instances, it's actually a massive disadvantage for you and you would prefer to resign. So understand what the implications are and pick the option that's right for you.
So when you're terminated, it's important to understand and pursue your legal rights. Under the labour laws of all countries, we expect that there are some rights that accrue for terminated employees. So visiting a labour lawyer before you sign anything and making sure that you've agreed what are your entitlements is a really important first step. But then it's important to start turning the page. So rather than looking back at what went wrong and whose fault it was, start to turn the page and think about how to create future possibilities for yourself. I've seen too many employees walk out of a job and get onto social media on LinkedIn or Twitter or Facebook and say bad things about their previous employer or bad things about the people at the previous employer. And frankly, I can understand why someone would do that during an emotional time, but that digital footprint lives forever, and that may prevent you from getting your next role.
The other thing is, while the steak is hot, ask for the reference letter both from your boss and your colleagues, and make sure those are signed and stamped. It's much easier for you to get them while you're negotiating your exit than it might be a couple months later when you realize you need them. This is Shane
And Pete,
wishing all your dreams come true.
The Suryavanshi is finally out on Netflix after a successful theatrical run. But what else is at the cinemas or OTT? जानते हैं संतोष से.
Hello everyone and welcome to Watch Me If You Can. This is Santosh once again. How are you all? Today we're going to be talking about Bob Biswas, the film that has been stuck for about a year because of COVID, but it's finally out on Netflix. This is the spin-off from the 2012 sleeper hit and the jaw-dropping suspense film Kahani. You remember Kahani, Vidya Balan, directed by Sujoy Ghosh? Yes. So this Bob Biswas is a spin-off. That sinister killer who barely had any lines. Kolkata, dangerous city. Shashwat Chatterjee played Bob Biswas and presumed dead by the cops. He goes into coma and he wakes up 8 years later. So Bob Biswas, the film now, is 8 years in time ahead when he wakes up from sleep and doesn't remember anything. He has a wife and he has a son, he has a stepdaughter, he has a whole family now. So Bob Biswas के परिवार के बारे में, उसके life के बारे में ये film है. It's a suspense thriller. It has a whole lot of characters. His stepdaughter is played by a young girl making her debut, Samara Tijori. Yes, she is the daughter of Deepak Tijori making Mary Biswas. They have a son. He is a very lovable character. The film has many intriguing characters. My favorite being Paran Bandyopadhyay playing Kalida. Kalida reminds you of Chellam sir from Family Man season 2. And there is also this character Dhonu. He's so intriguing. He's full of suspense and mystery. You don't know whether he's good or bad. So what happens is the cops approach Bob Biswas and they remind him that he is an assassin and he's a killer, and now that he'll have to work for the cops. Is he really Bob? Has he really lost his memory? That's what the film is all about. Do give it a watch. There are a few unanswered questions, but the connect to Kahani makes a difference and it's entertaining. Abhishek Bachchan has done a wonderful job. Tina Desai plays the cop. Do give it a watch. Our next film for today is a theatrical release, Tadup. Tadup is an official remake of the Telugu film RX100. नहीं, ये कोई बॉम्ब का नाम नहीं है. The film is titled RX100. I don't know why. मैंने तेलुगु देखी नहीं है. But हिंदी में this marks the debut of Ahan Shetty, Sunil Shetty's son. The son makes a very interesting debut. He's a little raw, but given the right roles, he can do really well. Tadup also features Tara Sutaria. Remember the girl from Student of the Year 2? Film भूलने लायक थी, but she has done a commendable job. Tadup is a quintessential 90s romance drama about failed love and tragic love story. But there's a lot of action, there's a lot of drama, it's intense, it's an intense love story. It's good to see Saurabh Shukla in a very decent role after a long time. It also features Kumud Mishra. The film is directed by Milan Luthria, the guy who gave us films like Once Upon a Time in Mumbai and also Dirty Picture. So do give it a watch, it's out on the cinemas now. तो तड़प is out in cinemas, do give it a watch. लेकिन अगर आपको cinemas में तड़पना नहीं है तो wait for an OTT release. Talking of OTT, this weekend is going to be quite busy. We have Raveena making her OTT debut in the film called Aranyak. It also features Parambrata Chatterjee. Remember कहानी की बात की थी, उसमें जो cop था, Satyaki Sinha, that is Parambrata. There's also Ashutosh Rana. The film is created by Rohan Sippy. So it's a mysterious thriller set in the forests of Himachal. That's out. Also out this week is Arya Season 2 featuring the beautiful, the gorgeous Sushmita Sen after a successful first season directed by none other than Ram Madhwani, who recently gave us Dhamaka. This is season 2. That's also coming out this weekend. But the most awaited this weekend release is going to be Spider-Man No Way Home. We will be reviewing this next week. If you are a Marvel fan and you want to know what's happening in the Spider-Verse, do wait for it. I will be reviewing it soon. Until then, this is Santosh signing off.
मेरे यहाँ से जाने का वक्त हो चुका है, but as always, do not forget to share your valuable feedback on our social media handles. But until again, same time next week with me, Zora Amin.